Microsoft Fabric's notebook primer for no-code, low-code devs. Hi, Kai, and a warm welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me here, and join me here. I'm very much looking forward to this session. It's um, a very broad session, actually, because we are diving more into code. Well, basically, and I would like to share some slides with this and introduce myself a bit properly first. So, forward for Microsoft Teams, we are not using Microsoft Teams today. I forgot to switch this. Actually, usually I'm doing this, but even if you are using now with StreamYard, as we are using today, or with LinkedIn, you can use captioning, live captioning. If you don't have LinkedIn today, but using another service, you also can use, for example, Microsoft Google Chrome, which also has a captioning, live captioning ability. I'm pointing this out because I'm deaf, so actually captioning, live captioning helps me a lot. So um, my name is Kay Sauter, or Kay Sauter. It's up to you how to call me. Um, I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. I blog, and also I'm pretty active in the community. I have organizing the Data DGF user group, which happens only every third Friday in a month. So it's something you can join for free on Meetup. Online is only online meetup, so you can join this. This Friday we are having another data teacher again this week. So I'm also a founder and co-organizer of DataBash.live, also an online data conference that's basically is geared towards Europe. It's pretty much like this conference here, but it's about data, so everything about Microsoft Stack. So it's SQL Server, also Microsoft Fabric, and etc. Everything that's actually bound to Microsoft Stack. And I'm also one of the organizers of the data platform DEI virtual group. As I said before, I'm deaf, so DEI is actually something that is still very important to me. So I organize this as well. So please, if you have questions, just ask those questions, and or you also can reach out to me either to Twitter with Kay Sauter at or on Blue Sky Kay Sauter Blue Sky Social. You also can send me an email, or you also can contact me on LinkedIn. That's perhaps the easiest way, also my preferred way to contact me, because that way I immediately know who you are, and you also can join me for datadgf.meetup.com, and GitHub also have it, where I sometimes publish also my sessions. So, just what are we going to learn today? So, I won't. I am aware that you are probably not in this field, so I just having an introduction into Microsoft Fabric first, so you have an idea how to work it, what it is, what the abilities are, what you can do with it, and so some data manipulation basics, so you also understand what we actually can do, or how we usually work with data if we are building a data warehouse or just reports on Microsoft Fabric or Power BI. I myself, I'm not so much a Power BI person. I'm actually much more the backend person. So what we are going to focus is more on the data engineering and data science part rather than the Power BI part. We are also exploring the question what a notebook is. So what a notebook is a bit different. For example, something like Azure notebook. The notebook is pretty much closer to Jupyter. It's actually the same technology. And I will go deeper in this and explain you what the possibilities are here, what you can do with it, and what kind of cautionary stuff you should look for. I will also give you an architecture primer, so you actually have an idea how a data warehouse is built, how people like me will do just as a basic, simple architecture. So we have an understanding how we want to build this, and also why notebooks are oftentimes the better choice than no code, low code. I will also show you some examples how you can do this. So you will see this is a possibility, and actually, I'm not saying that no code, low code is something that is to be avoided, not at all. I'm just saying if you have more complex solutions, oftentimes it's easier to use notebooks. So it's really programming with PySpark or PyR or Scala, whatever you prefer to use. Personally, I love PySpark. So we also will see some PySpark, and I will show you how to use it for as a someone who is a beginner and they dive into it. I will also give you some tips on how you can actually start with PySpark journey. So have a very quick introduction, you very quick dive into it and can learn yourself. I will also, as an architectural primer, basically also give you a kind of a solution to log everything exactly what we want. So it's if you have a data warehouse, you, as we will see afterwards, you want to log some stuff so you can actually learn about some mechanism that failed a bit better. So you have a better and easy insight into your solution if you really have some logs. You probably might notice maybe from Power Apps, Power Flow. So you have also some things like this, I imagine. So this is pretty much the same thing, I would say. So also something that is important is, of course, find errors easily. This is also why I want to log everything and also improve your incoming data governance. What I mean with this, you want to have really the full control of your data. So what that means is also if for your future data, how much data comes into your place, so you have a better understanding how the data changes over time. So I'm speaking about months or even years. So if you, for example, have getting more and more data over the years, then you might want to have more computing power for Fabric. So that means also maybe you need to have to increase the costs for it, so you have basically enough power to work with your data. So this solution is also a way of understanding of your future incoming data.